Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs check-in today. Just coming into, the full moon tomorrow. So we will be doing that shadow work video tomorrow. So today we're just doing a little bit more of a light energy affirmation type style check-in for your week, the first week of December. See what's in store for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings, especially that full moon reading tomorrow. Definitely check that one out if you haven't seen those shadow work readings before. And today we have the Spirit Junkie Affirmation Oracle, and I am also using here the Terra Lenormand. Okay, timestamps will be in the description box as well as all my other info. So if you're wanting a personal reading, all the info to contact me is there in the description box. Okay, starting off today with our Aries. Okay, Aries, what's going on for Aries? What does Aries need to know right now? What's most important for Aries to know right now, please? Aries, we have the beautiful sunshine card here. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. Okay, so this is very muchly about, sharing yourself with the world, the people around you, and in a positive way, sharing your positivity and that fun excitement that I've been picking up in your energy lately, Aries. Choosing to shine and choosing to be positive and choosing to see the lighter side of life this week. Okay, Aries, what's going on for Aries this week? What does Aries need to know right now? Okay, had one jumping out there. Why is this coming out for Aries, please? Clarify the why does Aries need this message right now, please? Okay, so interesting. On the bottom of the deck, we have the heart card there as well. So for a lot of you, this is connected to love and the way that you're viewing love and vulnerability and softness within yourself, because we start off with that feminine. That's the one that actually jumped on out there, Aries. So we do see the feminine side of yourself, regardless of your gender, popping out this week, needing to be brought to attention, needing to, and that's part of that choosing to shine energy, choosing to be vulnerable this week, choosing to, wear your heart on your sleeve and be a little bit more emotionally available and emotionally vulnerable, especially in the way that you're thinking towards things, okay, because we do see the clouds there as well. So that clouds energy, it's really, rather than seeing those dark stormy clouds, we're really choosing to shine this week and allow the sunshine through those clouds. So we're clearing any confusion, we're finding clarity, releasing anxieties and things along those lines there, where we're not overthinking things in a negative way. We're choosing to find the positive thoughts. We're choosing to think positively, and be a little bit more emotionally open to positive thought. Okay, we also see the book coming through there as well. So it's really about the way that we think this week, coming into light for ourselves, Aries, where we're really needing to maybe learn, educate ourselves a little bit more about how to think more, more emotionally and think lighter thoughts. The book does talk about education and the need to learn. For some of you, there is a side message here that there is a specific woman that you're needing to learn ways of thinking from, that is coming through, potentially a mother energy for a lot of you there, and the way that they are open about emotion and the way that they think about things in a very positive way. There's something for you to learn from that, definitely coming through there as well. But for majority of you, it's sort of allowing yourself to learn more from your emotional self, rather than just being strictly logical and rational all the time here, Aries. Especially when I ask for the why and we see the coffin coming through. So, the coffin is a death and a rebirth. It's an ending that brings about a new beginning. So it's an end to ways of thinking that have held us back, so that we can have this fresh new start, this rebirth in the way that we're thinking. And that needs to be a little bit more emotionally available to ourselves with the way that we're thinking, a little bit more vulnerable to our emotion with the way that we're thinking, and using that to, choose to lighten the world, to brighten the world, to shine this week, Aries. Okay, so that's what we're seeing for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely keep an eye out for that shadow work reading tomorrow. And we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay. Taurus, what's going on for Taurus this week? What does Taurus need to know right now? Taurus. Guidance is available to you now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. Okay, so knowing that you've got, this awesome protective energy all around you at the moment, Taurus, this is a very grounding, earthy kind of energy as well. So very suitable to the Taurus energy. There definitely may be the need for you to quite literally, you see the star here in the middle walking through the trees. For some of you, that may be highly recommended exercise for you this week, is to, go for a walk out in nature and, ground yourself back into this interconnectedness with nature, with, your spirit team, with the protection of the universe, that kind of energy, protection of Mother Earth energy for yourself this week, Taurus. Grounding that earth energy of yours. Taurus, what's going on for Taurus? And it's kind of also saying that, the guidance is available to you now, that if you take time to be still in nature and to listen to what, the universe is trying to tell you, to pay attention to the signs that you're seeing through nature, you may really actually get that guidance that you're seeking at the moment as well. Okay, so signs and synchronicities with animals and nature specifically. Okay, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus right now? What does Taurus need to know this week, please? Just enjoy the walk, okay? Stop and smell the roses. We have the child coming through first, Taurus, which really is a, enjoy the adventure while we're here kind of thing. Enjoy the nature while it's around you. Enjoy the walk kind of thing. In embracing that childlike sense of wonder in the world, like looking around you like, oh wow, look at how cool that tree looks, and oh wow, look at all those little animals scurrying along. So really enjoying and embracing the adventure, especially nature, definitely coming through strong for you this week, Taurus. Being a little bit more childlike and allowing that inner child out to have fun and be playful this week. We do also see the Tower and the Ring coming through here. So I do feel as though this is a little bit of a side note for a lot of you here, Taurus, that with the Tower, we do see structure. We do see, very regimented energy. Sometimes it can talk about things from the past or older than you, things from your childhood, especially with that child card there. But it's kind of like with the ring there, it's talking about, a relationship from your childhood, or, the way that patterns have placed themselves in your energy. So patterns that you have kind of built from your childhood, really coming under the microscope for you this week in some kind of a way. And it seems to be this very regimented structure of pattern that you have created in your life. I just want to get some clarity on that for Taurus. Why is this relevant to Taurus right now? Once again, I do just get this energy of needing to just sit in the stillness. The Tower does talk about, isolation and stillness as well. That fortress of solitude kind of energy. I am picking that up strongly for you, Taurus. So the answer's coming in the silence for you this week. We do see the cross coming through to answer the why there. So there is a very, releasing patterns that you feel are burdening you and holding you back from being free. And, there is this strong it's kind of like a spiritual reckoning for you at the moment, Taurus, where, you really are putting these patterns and cycles of your life under the microscope and allowing yourself to, break free from any cycles that are no longer serving you from, and especially the ones that have sort of, that's been the structure you've created from your childhood. So the ways that we've been holding ourselves back into certain patterns from childhood, definitely coming through for some reason this week. And it's definitely telling me that in the stillness, the answers will come, and those burdens will be lifted. So finding that connection to the spiritual this week really does help you see these cycles that you're needing to break free from, and create new healthier cycles and patterns for yourself here, Taurus. So I do kind of also just get the energy for you, Taurus, that this is nothing severe. This is just, sometimes we get that no news is good news kind of messages. And when those sorts of messages come through, that's, the most important thing for you to know this week. So it is going to be a relatively, chill, tame kind of a week. But the answer's coming to you this week through the silence, okay? Seems to be wanting to repeat itself. But that's what I have for you today, Taurus. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Do make sure you keep an eye out for that shadow work reading tomorrow. And we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini. What's going on for Gemini this week? Checking in on our Geminis. What does Gemini need to know right now? When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. Needing to offer your reassurance to others this week, Gemini. It's kind of like, I'm just getting a very specific thing that if you don't say it out loud, someone misinterprets something, or someone's seeking validation or reassurance from you this week, Gemini. It's just sort of emphasizing that, when you do see the good in others, acknowledge it out loud. Say, oh, thank you, making sure you're using your manners this week, definitely coming through there. I'm just sort of getting this ramification that if you're not doing this, it may lead you down the wrong trail. If you're not doing this, it sort of exacerbates the situation or makes something misunderstood or worse in some kind of a way. So it's just, and it's also talking, acknowledging the good in yourself as well, of course. Gemini, what's going on for Gemini this week? What does Gemini need to know right now? For a lot of you, I feel like this has got to do with work stuff as well. We do see the moon coming through first. So there is like an emotional tug here, some emotional sensitivities. And I feel like this is, the push and pull of people around you more so than you yourself, to be honest. There may be somebody around you this week, Gemini, that is just a little bit emotionally sensitive. So, when you're acknowledging them out loud, giving them that recognition or whatever, you're smoothing the situation. What's the word? You're avoiding any potential misunderstandings with this person. You're avoiding anything going wrong for you. Just by recognizing others and that push-pull energy coming through a little bit there, that, there's a lot of people drawn to you this week, and you're really, kind of needing your reassurance and guidance in some kind of way. It also does let us know to trust your intuition when it comes to work, especially. We do have the Mountain here, which is the Capricorn card. We're seeing Cancer, we're seeing Capricorn in your energy here. But, overall that is, just being determined and perseverant at what you're doing this week, just kind of plugging away at work this week. There may be some delays, or things might take a little bit longer than, you may want them to. There may be some obstacles that you're encountering. There may just be some blockages. Once again, it feels like those obstacles or blockages may be because of others, and that's why they're needing that reassurance to sort of speed things up for you. So I'm just kind of getting this energy of the more that you're giving to others this week, the more that you actually, things ease up on you yourself as well. But we do see the cross coming through as well. And it's just, there's obstacles. It's just responsibilities. It's just, work kind of energy coming through. You know, it may feel like a bit of a burden to keep persevering and show that determination, Gemini, but, you know, just get through it. Everything is falling into place. There is a method to the madness this week, okay? But it's just, this week is just one of those weeks where we just have to sort of just keep chipping away at that mountain. If we want to get to the top of it, we've just got to keep climbing, just keep going, kind of thing. Strong spiritual connections for you this week, though, as well. So you can, you know, have faith that everything is working out how it's supposed to. It may just, I just feel like for a lot of you, it may just annoy you that things are taking a little bit longer than you might like this week, Gemini. So, you know, smooth that energy out as much as you can by recognizing others this week, and it will actually help smooth things out for you in the process. Okay, more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you keep an eye out for tomorrow's shadow work reading, and we will move on over to our Cancers. All right, Cancer, what is going on for Cancer this week? What does Cancer need to know right now? Cancer. The difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. We're getting some reactive energy here, Cancer. I'm also getting expectations and reactions coming through with that mirroring energy. So there's just something here about, you know, if somebody's not behaving the way that you would like them to behave towards you, just stop and think about, you know, what is it about you and your energy or what you're saying or doing that they're actually reacting to. I'm definitely picking up on reactive energy here, but also, you know, looking at the things that you see in others. So if someone's triggering you this week, if you're looking at someone and really admiring quality about them, really actually understanding that is a reflection of you yourself. So if someone's triggering you, there must be something within you that is the reason as to why that triggers you. So really just sort of using it as a bit of, you know, preemptive shadow work for you this week, it sounds like, Cancer. That shadow work reading will be tomorrow's reading, so definitely keep an eye out for that one, Cancer. Cancer, what's going on for Cancer this week? What does Cancer need to know right now? So it's if a relationship feels difficult, you just need to learn more about that. We have the book coming through. Doing your research, learning more about that. You know, educating yourself, pardon, a little bit more about, you know, what it is about that person that is triggering you or that you're admiring. What is it specifically about that relationship that makes that a difficult relationship? Just, you know, doing your research, learning a little bit more about the way that you and this person interact with each other, or what it is specifically about this person that is kind of setting you off. We do have the feminine coming through there as well. So for a lot of you, this is a female in your life, but you know, I don't normally genderize there, but it does feel like a female for majority of you. That is kind of the person that you are finding most difficult this week, Cancer. But it's overall, it's just, you know, there's actually a softness, a vulnerability, you know, an insecurity that is what's sort of been that is the trigger here. And it's giving you this opportunity to grow and mature. We have the tree there as well. So it's an opportunity for you to actually, you know, look after yourself in a different kind of a way and heal and grow and learn from this situation in some kind of a way. Okay, Cancer. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with those readings. And we will move on over to our Leos. All right, Leo, what's going on for Leo this week? What does Leo need to be aware of right now? I am ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. Things starting to take off for you this week. And it's kind of asking of you here, Leo, go big. Even bigger than that. Go big, okay? Rise up, stand Stand tall and strong and firm and confident in your power this week. Go big or go home. It's a good week for you to stand tall and strong in your own energy here. A lot of confidence available to you right now, Leo. Go big. Go big or go home, right? Leo, what's going on for Leo this week? So I feel like some of you may be taking a big leap of faith this week as well. Leo, what's going on for Leo this week, please? So, Leo, are you a female, or is this a female that you wish for? We have the feminine and the stars coming through. So, this is definitely what we're going big for, towards this wish fulfillment of the stars. That's a dream that we've had, or a wish that we're wanting fulfilled, hope and optimism. For a lot of you, it may be in somebody else. Pardon. Whereas for others of you, that feminine speaks to you, yourself, the emotional side of yourself, the more vulnerable side of yourself that, has been scared of taking this risk and rising up and standing confident in yourself. So you're allowing yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable in order to achieve your wishes. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is the risk this week, is that you're opening yourself up to, hey, well, this might not work. That this is a risk I'm taking, that I'm opening myself up to, take a chance, especially emotionally for a lot of you this week, because you're in the, you're trying to get these wishes to come through for you, these dreams to come true, and, goal achievement this week. You're like, well, my wishes aren't going to come true just sitting around at home. It's time to sort of go big or go home, rise up. Stand tall and say, look, I'm reaching for the stars this week, and I'm going to get what I deserve. We have the tree here as well. I'm taking care of me. I don't care. This is my goals, my wishes. I'm going to do what I need to do to get to them. I'm going to grow, and I'm going to heal, and I'm going to take care of myself by taking this chance. Okay. And this is an opportunity for you to branch out a little bit, to really, really express your wisdom and your maturity. You've had a lot of growth, and your wishes have grown. And it's kind of saying that, these wishes that are so within reach for you right now, Leo, go big, go bigger. They can grow even bigger. Okay, so jumping in towards those wishes this week, and even if you're only just taking the first step towards those wishes, dreams of yours, that the closer you get to those coming true for yourself here, the bigger that becomes as well. All right, so it's kind of like that. I keep getting this jumping in the deep end, jumping in the pond, and then we've got the ripple effect of, like, you jump in straight in. I'm going after these wishes. You jump in like one little stone on the side of a lake, but then the ripple effect, it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows until it's something much bigger, and it, this wish becomes the entire lake is yours, kind of thing, rather than just that one little spot you've jumped into. So go big. Go big, rise up, step into your power this week, Leo. Love that for you. Okay, make sure you do keep an eye out for the shadow work reading tomorrow, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo, what's going on for Virgo this week? What does Virgo need to know right now? Okay, Virgo. I am committed to bringing forth my greatness. I shall no longer play small. Very similar to what we saw for Leo. Go big or go home, Virgo. Okay, so bringing forth your greatness. So not being afraid to shine and show people how good you are at that thing. Okay, so it's kind of like there's some stuff around you here, Virgo, where you're good at that. That is something that you are good at, or, you have that skill, or I can do that better than that, or whatever. Don't be afraid to show that this week. Stop playing so small. Stop hiding yourself away in the corner and not, I'm getting like allowing your ego out a little bit this week, Virgo. Virgo, what's going on for Virgo this week, please? And not just focusing on small steps, taking big strides this week. Starting off with the feminine for you here, Virgo. So I am not demure. We're showing, you know what, I can be the boss bitch kind of energy this week, Virgo. I'm going to bring forth greatness. Behind every great man is a great woman, and so I do feel as though I am actually speaking to a Virgo male, and reminding you that there is that feminine energy within us all. Behind every great man is a great woman, and you have that within yourself. Okay, and I feel like even if you're a feminine energy, bring that forth this week. Bring that feminine out to play. That boss taking care of, feminine can take care of the whole family. It nurtures and takes care of the whole family. It does all the, mental load of taking care of a home, of a family, but it supports as well. It supports the greatness of, when work and things like that tend to be a lot more in the masculine realm, depending on your work type there. But bringing forth that feminine within yourself to play that, support, do what it's good at, nurture and support, bring forth those emotions that allow you to intuitively know what's the best way to support and this situation. All right, because there is just something here about, no longer playing small. You're bringing forth your masculine and your feminine energy. You just need the reminder to bring the feminine in as well. All right, that the softer parts of you are actually an advantage for you this week, Virgo. We do have the garden coming through next. So I do sort of see that this is like, for a lot of you, this is work related. Okay, and there is a meeting here. All right, an important work meeting for a lot of you, or an invitation that you're needing to accept, an event that you're needing to attend to do some networking. Okay, for some of you, this may be sort of social media type stuff as well. That is a social card, and we're meeting that on the other side. We're seeing the meeting in the middle, and on the other side, we're seeing the logical, rational thinking. This one tends to overthink things a little bit, and that's why we need to temper that out with the feminine energy here and meet in the middle. Both of those get on the same page, especially when we're approaching anything, social media, social related, or, meeting in the middle in the work sense as well, actual work meetings and things like that, networking coming through strong. I do feel for a lot of you, this is, networking type stuff and work related stuff. For some of you, this is, you approaching the boss, asking for a raise. You've already thought that through. You've overthought it completely. So now is the time to bring forth that feminine energy of, my gut instinct says I'm right for this job. I'm the greatness of this, that this job needs. I'm no longer playing small. I deserve this promotion, that kind of thing. So definitely seeing those sorts of things coming through for you this week, Virgo. Meeting in the middle between the masculine and the feminine, the logic and the emotion, and the the softest vulnerability, and nurturing energy there, tempering out that overthinking, that anxiety that you might, surround yourself with. You're not playing small anymore. You're not needing to be just in that clouds energy, because that just confuses you even more. You're bringing forth both, and you're bringing forth that total greatness, which is coming from masculine and feminine this week, Virgo. Putting it all together so that we are creating some very clear boundaries and expectations for what we expect around ourselves this week. Okay, make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. And we will move on over to our Libra. Libra, what's going on for our Libras this week? What does Libra need to be aware of? Libra, what's going on for Libra? I am in sync with the flow of life. Trusting a little bit more here, Libra. Affirming to yourself that, even when things feel out of control, that this is the natural flow of my life. Ebbs and flows, ups and downs, ins and outs, that's just part of life. Life does not how boring would life be if it was just this flat line all the time? You're in sync with the flows. You can go up when you need to go up. You can go down when you need to go down. Life can go crazy. Life can go boring. I don't need to be stuck in the middle. I can be in sync with the flow and take it as it comes, kind of thing, and just go with the flow. Libra, what's going on for Libra this week? What does Libra need to know right now? I feel like that's more of a definite affirmation for you, Libra, to remind yourself that, this is just part of life. Just go with the flow, Libra. I feel like you're telling yourself this week, just go with the flow. It'll be fine. Yes, things might look really low and down now, but, what goes up must come down. What goes down must come up, kind of thing. I'm just sort of getting you, reminding yourself that, it might be low right now, but we're going to go back up. It might be quiet right now, but it's going to be loud next week. That ebb and flow, especially with the ring coming through first for you. So for some of you, this specifically may be to do with a long-term relationship that you have in your life. But for majority of you, it's got to do with the long-term patterns and cycles of your life. The next card we have is the Lily, which is the long-term energy there. But quite interesting, though, because for some of you, this definitely, that is the relationship card. And then the next two cards I have here are the two sex cards. Okay, so we've got the emotional intimacy and then the physical intimacy. So maybe where some of you maybe are noticing, this ebb and flow situation going on in a romantic partnership with the sexual stuff, because one of those is emotional intimacy, and the other is physical. So it may be sort of flipping in between. Sometimes it's a very emotional connection based love, and then other times it's a very physical, carnal kind of love, and we're just sort of going with the flow of that and taking it as it comes, and what goes around comes around, kind of thing. We will get back around to the emotional stuff if we're stuck in the physical for a little bit here. It will go back around into the lovey-dovey stuff. So go with the flow. So for a lot of you, it might actually be just as simple as that. All right, to do with physical intimacy, all right, intimacy, and understanding that it's on a cycle as well. Just like the moon, just like the sun, just like the women in the world, we're all on this cycle, and things go, what goes around eventually comes back around again. Okay, so maybe you're just noticing those patterns and cycles a little bit more as well. But for others of you, this is long-term patterns and cycles to do with it's like the things that we're most passionate about, and the way in which we need to shatter certain illusions, take off the rose-tinted glasses a little bit. It does feel like it's just giving us a little bit of a nod here for you, Libra, into what we may actually see for your shadow work message tomorrow. So your shadow work message tomorrow may go into a little bit more depth on this message as well. But there's just some sort of illusions that you've been putting on things, and the more that you understand that it's just part of the cycle, and that we just need to go with the flow of those things, it will actually help you break those bad patterns and cycles that are holding you back, kind of thing. To understand that these are not forever. They're ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. Okay, so there's just something coming through about that. But it's kind of like breaking free from the illusions. That are you really passionate about that, or is it an illusion that you should be passionate about that? Coming through there as well. Like, and especially too with negative stuff, like, does it, are you deceiving yourself into thinking that matters as much as it actually does? Because does it really matter next week when that cycle continues and moves over into something different? Will you even care anymore? It's giving me this message of, what's the saying? Sometimes you need to lose the fight in order to win the war. Okay, so we're looking at the ebbs and flows. So is this one little low point worth fighting about, when we know that next week we're going to go back up to that high and it's going to be irrelevant? So that's coming through there as well, Libra. So just take that into consideration. But you may want to check out that shadow work reading tomorrow. I do feel as though for a lot of you that may touch on the same issues. All right, so definitely subscribe so you can stay up to date with that. And we will move on over to Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, what is going on for our Scorpios this week? What does Scorpio need to be aware of? I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. So really paying attention to your skills and your value this week, Scorpio, and accepting those and understanding that, you know, this is kind of your service to the universe, whether you like it or not going to lie. It's accepting the person that you are, accepting, because I've been talking to a few Scorpios recently about the fact that, certain people have certain things that they bring to the world and they bring to the people around them. Love is probably a good example. That if someone seeks love in their life, they tend to be somebody that brings love and happiness to the people around them and show love to their friends and their family and their partners and whatnot. And sometimes it can feel like a bit of a burden to be the one that's responsible for providing that for everybody else, and then you kind of sit there and question, when do I get love? So that's kind of what's coming through here, Scorpio. But it's an individual thing. Obviously, it's not everyone that has love as their priority to give to others. So really thinking about what it is that you add value to the world with from just by being you. And the pursuit of your life, okay? Because this is part of your life purpose connection here as well. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to know right now? Don't stop giving, Scorpio. It's one of those, the universe is asking something of you this week, which sometimes it feels very unfair, but you get what you give. We have the flowers coming through first. The more that you give your time, your love, your energy to being yourself and giving of yourself to the people around you, to the world in general, the more that you actually do receive, regardless of, even when it feels unfair, even when it feels like you're not receiving in return, stopping and thinking sometimes that the way that we give is not necessarily the same way we receive those things as well. So if you're someone who gives a lot of love, maybe the universe is going to start paying out financially for that service of yours, and vice versa. If you give a lot of money, maybe love is coming your way. We're definitely learning a little bit more about all this at the moment, and there is some unknown factors coming your way. I feel like for a lot of you, this is the gift. You are receiving some sort of gift this week, okay? Because it does say, I accept the gifts I've been given as high service to the world. So, the gifts within yourself that you're sharing with the world, I feel like for a lot of you, you are actually receiving some sort of gift in return this week. And it just maintains, it just means that you need to keep an eye out for that. I suppose you need to read between the lines and see what that gift is for you individually. Like I said, sometimes we give out love, we receive money. Sometimes we give out money, we receive love in return. And a multitude of other things, of course. Sometimes we share our knowledge and we receive other types of knowledge in return. All right, so we do see the book here. So there is some sort of knowledge, I do feel, for a lot of you that is coming through to you this week, and it's an understanding, a knowledge, a clarity about what it is that you give to the world, your service to the world, and what it is that you receive from the world in return. Because we definitely have good news on the way here with the rider, finishing that off. So the learning, the knowledge that you're receiving this week for a lot of you is the gift. But for others of you, there is actual, an actual gift coming through this week as well, because I do have 2 references to the word gift coming through here. So, I do feel that for some of you, you may be getting that payout that you've been looking for. And it may not be in money. It may not be in love. It may be in another form. So definitely, keeping your eye out this week, reading between the lines and keeping an eye out on, the mysteries of the universe being unlocked to you this week, because there is a gift hidden in amongst it all for you. Okay, Scorpio? Sometimes the gift is just learning, and it's that lesson that you needed to learn, and it's finally sort of sunk in. So, once again, though, I do feel the need to recognize that, yes, sometimes this feels very unfair, that the universe asks so much of us. And sometimes it feels like it gives so little in return. But the universe doesn't see things the way we do here on the material plane. So we need to encompass an understanding that is more than just the material. Okay. I don't know why I felt the need to add that, but there we go. Sometimes those channeled messages surprise even me. All right, but that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check other placements, of course. Definitely keep subscribed to the channel so you can check out that shadow work reading tomorrow. And we will move over to our Sagittarius. How are we, Sagittarius? Happy birthday season to you. Full moon in your sign tomorrow, Sagittarius. So what do you need to know right now? I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. So we're stirring up the idea of forgiveness within yourself this week, and forgiving others. It's forgiving, not necessarily forgetting, because there's always lessons to be learned, but also forgiving yourself so that you can, because when we forgive, it's not for others, it's for ourselves. It's so that we can release that resentment and set ourselves free from being held back by resentment or, unforgiveness. All right, so definitely something about forgiveness coming through for you this week. Sagittarius, what's going on this week for Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius need to know right now? Yeah, the way that you're giving to the world and receiving from the world. We have the child coming through first. So that definitely, that always vibes of your energy anyway, Sagittarius. It's the little adventurer, the little explorer, playful, fun kind of energy coming through there with the child. So just enjoying the ride and setting yourself free so that you can enjoy the ride without, always, worrying, what are they going to do next kind of thing. That seems to be something that's coming through here. Sort of looking at things a little bit more innocently and giving things the benefit of the doubt, not just people, but things in your life, and forgiving the fact that you had to live through certain things, and forgiving those stages of life that you've had to go through, those lessons that you've had to learn, forgiving, the universe for some of you this week, so that you can really set yourself free and just enjoy the ride, enjoy the adventure that this crazy life brings us. We have the bouquet. The more that you give, the more that you receive in return. So giving of yourself this week, giving the fun and the playful energy back out into the world this week, and you will receive in return time, love, energy, playful fun, money, whatever those return on your giving is. There is always a very reciprocal energy here. The more that you're having fun with the world and the universe in general and enjoying it, the more enjoyment you will receive. Okay, the more happiness that you bring into yourself, the more happiness you receive. Okay, it's a manifestation 101, guys. Definitely coming through for you this week. We do have the bear coming through here as well, Sagittarius. So, having healthy boundaries, not being defensive, against the things that you're receiving this week. Okay, some of us have this natural inclination to say no. No, I don't want that. That scares me. That's new. That's different. I don't want it. But, be open to receiving this week, having healthy boundaries, yes, but not being defensive against, the gifts that the universe is trying to throw your way. All right. Especially for those of you who may actually be receiving gifts this week. So, really trying to think about, nurturing ways that you can protect yourself that are not defensive, okay, that you can still receive without having these big brick walls around yourself, okay? We're having healthy boundaries this week, not unachievable boundaries, okay, Sagittarius? So a bit light in your energy this week. It doesn't feel like anything hugely severe or anything like that, but that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe so you can stay up to date with the readings. We've got that shadow work reading tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. And we will move on over to our Capricorns. Capricorn, what is going on for our Capricorns this week? What does Capricorn need to know right now? Capricorn Collective. Oh, for some reason this was upside down. That's random. I can expand time when I'm inspired. I can expand time when I'm inspired. So really asking yourself this week, what inspires you? And turning this on its head, because it came out upside down. It's obviously the only card in the deck that must be upside down, but it came out upside down. So I can inspire when I expand time. So I can make a moment last a lifetime through my inspiration towards others, by being an inspiration, by leading, very Capricorn energy there. I am getting I always get this with you, Capricorn, the strong soul connections, the spiritual connections coming through on that one as well. It's like making a moment last a lifetime seems to be the main phrase that it wants to tell me here. Capricorn, what's going on for Capricorn this week, please? Like you still have the time. You still have time, Capricorn, to inspire this. We have the child coming through first, Capricorn. Playful, fun energy. This is the little adventurer, looking at the world like everything is just to be enjoyed, and part of the adventure that we stop and smell the roses, because you know what? Time is no constraint on me. I'm inspired to smell this rose, so I'm going to. So really enjoying your time right now, and making the most out of every moment that you can, and not allowing time to restrain you at all this week, Capricorn, especially when it comes to just enjoying life and having fun. That I don't care about that time restraint. I've got forever to worry about that, because here's forever. We have the lily. The lily is, long-term energy. It's that, it's kind of this message of like, at the end of it all, at the end of this life, do I want to say, oh, wow, I met every deadline? Or do you want to be able to say, I enjoyed that. That was fun. Are the deadline, like, when we get to the end of our life, what's more important, Capricorn? Sticking to those structured time, to the structure of time, or having fun with it and making time your own, making time your bitch. I do feel like for some of you here that, for some of you, this is a work message, and it's got to do with a deadline, specifically that there's a deadline that you, instead of worrying about not meeting that deadline, you need to just enjoy the process of doing the project or whatever it is that you're doing. Don't even worry about the deadline, because you can expand that. It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, Capricorn. Maybe not meeting that deadline is what leads to this success. We have the key as well. Opens new doors. So this is you, opening the doors of time, saying, I don't like that deadline. I need to spend time, being a little bit more playful with this project and enjoying the project. So do you know what? I'm going to open a brand new opportunity to expand time here and make that deadline further away, so that I can, unlock the full potential of this project. okay? This really talks about opening new doors, and all these doors lead to success. There's definitely like new opportunities here that are going to withstand the test of time in a better way than whatever this deadline situation is for you, Capricorn. There is no deadline in the game of life, right? It's kind of like, because even when we reach the end of our life, who says that's the deadline? There's not, that any lessons that we haven't learnt by then, maybe we get a chance to learn them in the afterlife, in the next life. And that just becomes a brand new opportunity to have another life, to learn that lesson. There's something deep here, Capricorn, and it's something about, forging ahead regardless of the deadlines, ignoring the time constraints, not putting time constraints on yourself. So I don't have to be at that appointment, even though my appointment is at 2:00. I don't have to be at that appointment at 2:00. I'm going to show up 5 minutes late, and do you know what? It'll be fine. Maybe me showing up 5 minutes late actually opens a door that I never knew existed. Maybe that means that I'm there right at the right time for something else, another opportunity that actually is better than if I had showed up at 2:00. I maybe would have missed that. There's something here about I don't fully understand it. It's one of those messages that I feel like, Capricorn, it might make more sense when it happens. It's not necessarily making sense right here, right now. It's just really wanting you to pay attention to not allowing time to restrain you this week, not feeling as though you have to, meet your schedule or regularly scheduled programming, okay? Interesting. We do have the shadow work reading tomorrow, so definitely subscribe so you can stay on top of that as well, Capricorn. But we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, what's going on for our Aquarians this week? What does Aquarius need to know right now? All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. That's actually a quote by Louise Hay. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. Definitely seeing an affirmation there for you, that, no matter how crazy, how not good things might seem right now, you're safe, you're well, things are actually happening exactly how they're supposed to, for your highest good, not your conscious good, your highest good. Okay, what's going on for Aquarius right now? What does Aquarius need to know right now? I do feel as though, Aquarius, this week is a little bit of a lull for you. There might not be actually that much going on altogether. It might just be, some emotions at play. We have the moon coming through. The full moon shadow work reading may be very important to you this week as well, so definitely keep an eye out for that tomorrow. We do have the moon card coming through first, which is, emotional sensitivities at play at the minute. So some things might just sort of catch you unawares emotionally, but it's really all about trusting your intuition, trusting those gut instincts this week, because they're trying to guide you towards your stars, Aquarius. This is your card as well, which is wish fulfillment, which is having hope and optimism. Okay, that there is a reason. There is a reason. There is a greater reason beyond it all that, maybe those emotions are trying to guide you in the right direction here. So trust and have hope and have a little bit of optimism this week that it is, there is a method to the madness. And that's, the logical thing to do. Okay, we have the masculine there as well, that for some of you, there may be the need to, think very logically through your goals this week as well. To, if I wish to achieve that specific goal, what are the logical steps I need to take to get there? And then having that hope, and, because I feel like the emotions are trying to, throw you off course a little bit and sort of tell you, you can't do that, you can't do that. But if you think about those wishes logically, yes, you can. You may just need to think backwards a few steps and think of, hang on, well, what's the first step in the right direction here? But standing tall and strong in your own power and just being very, not allowing the emotion to overwhelm you this week, tempering it out with the logic and the rational thinking, and that will sort of definitely see you be able to trust that intuition a little bit more, to know that you are going in the right direction. Just have that faith and optimism that it will work out for you, and then the logic will come. Okay, it's kind of feeling like the more control you have of your emotions, and the more that you just know and trust that things are going to work out for you, then the logic comes in after, and you go, oh, okay, well, okay, cool. Now I can, connect the dots here. Okay, Aquarius. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you subscribe. Definitely keep an eye out for that shadow work reading tomorrow. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces, what's going on for our Pisces this week? What does Pisces need to be aware of right now? All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never imagine. Okay, Pisces, expect the unexpected this week, but it's actually things that are moving you closer to your true desires, even if it doesn't look like it. I'm just getting some unexpected stuff for you this week, and it's like something happens this week that it kind of throws you off, because you're like, oh, that's unexpected. That's not what I ever thought would happen here. But it actually takes you closer to your desires being fulfilled. So it's very, very interesting. Pisces, what's going on for Pisces this week? Pisces, what does Pisces need to know right now? And it's once again that difference between need and want. It's like, for some of you, you didn't know you needed this until you get it. And then it's like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Thank you. I'm getting gratitude coming from you from this week. So whatever it is, very unexpected, because we do have the scythe coming through. So it could be a breakthrough, a break free, cutting something out of your life very unexpectedly, something getting cut out of your life. And at first you're kind of like, wow, what do I do without that in my life? What, maybe a person that you're getting cut out of your life. What do I do without that person in my life? Oh, actually, I'm so glad that they're not in my life anymore. I didn't realize how much they were bringing me down. That kind of energy. But it's very sudden, very, very unexpected. Both of those cards are talking about unexpected energy. So this is something happening very unexpected that it brings in change. And it's, once again, we have the stork here. So the brand new ideas, brand new perspectives, things that you never even imagined. The stork stirs things up in ways that you did never imagine. Okay? It's kind of like, I'm just trying to think of another example. I want ice cream. But then someone just handed me this biscuit, and I'm like, but I wanted ice cream. But okay, I got this biscuit now. I'll eat the oh wow, I needed that. That was so much better than ice cream ever could have been. Which, I don't know about that, but it's something very unexpected, and it fulfills that need that you didn't even know that you had. You didn't know you had a craving for a biscuit. You thought you wanted ice cream. But this new idea, this new perspective, that this sudden change, this thing that you never could have thought of before, it stirs things up and it gets things moving in the right direction. And we also have the tree here. It heals a part of you that you didn't know needed to be healed. Like it's you grow and mature in a way that you didn't know that you even needed. It looks after you. It takes care of that need that you didn't know you needed taken care of. Some sort of growth, expansion within yourself that you didn't know that you needed this until it happens, or until you have it, or until it changes. So very mystical kind of unknown factor here, Pisces, not going to lie. It moves you forward. It heals you in some way. For some of you, it may even be like healing of a physical thing that you were like, oh, my leg is sore. So, I'm going to go and get scans and everything, all that done on my leg. But then you're like, oh, I cracked my back and, oh, wow, now my leg's not sore. I didn't know that's what I needed. I thought it was my leg that was the problem. But now my leg is healed after I cracked my back. So it's something really random for a lot of you here. And it may have something to do with physical healing. Like, I have this issue and I've tried everything to fix this issue, like health-wise. And then I tried this thing for something else completely, or just randomly tried this thing and like a tea or something, and wow, I didn't realize that was going to have that health effect of fixing that other issue. So this very randomness energy here, very mystical, unknown factors for you this week, Pisces. It's very intriguing. Let me know. Keep me updated. If you work out what that is in your life, let me know, because that's like a really intriguing kind of a message. And I'd be very interested to see how it plays out for you in your individual lives, because, as a collective message, it's super mysterious. But I feel like you guys, there's something that's going to play out for you this week, and you're just going to be like, click, 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 and come back and let me know and leave me a comment. I would really love to know what that's about, Pisces, and how that plays out in the real world. Amazing. It feels really good. Like I said, it feels like there's going to be a lot of gratitude on your end for the universe this week after whatever this is happens. Okay. Wow. I really like that energy. What a great note to end the reading on, Pisces. Thank you all for your time. Make sure you check out the shadow work reading tomorrow. I'll see you all there.